What's good, everybody? It's when I come back at you on a video. So with this video, I wanted to talk about making a difference in the world and highlighting to you all that you cannot help the world by focusing on the negative things. Now, of course, things may not be perfect, right? Of course, it is easy for anyone to open the news either through their web browser or through their cell phone or turning on the TV, right? And seeing all the events that are happening. And, it's easy to come across an incident happening here, crime happening here, this bad event happening to this person, these two countries at odds, right? Battling, right? Like also even looking at the imperfections of other people, right? That is going to bombard you all the time because that drama sells. The next big thing, gossip. People love to gossip, right? All these issues and problems, what that does is, if that is what you continue to constantly consume, then that is what's going to be your reality, right? If you're always seeing the negative or always seeing the bad in everything, then you will soon begin seeing the bad in your own life. Then you will soon be seeing the bad in everything, right? You'll be constantly thinking about the worst case scenario for every possibility rather than the opposite, right? On the opposite side of the spectrum, if you begin to see the good in the world, the good in other people, the good in yourself, right? And thinking about situations not from a perspective of fear, right? Thinking situations of like, what is the best case scenario? How can this work out in my favor, right? Or that believing that something is going to work out for you. You can train yourself in either of the two ends of the spectrum, right? There's some people who automatically think negative. Like that is their default setting because that is what they've been accustomed to thinking and feeling and preaching their whole lives, whether that is through their upbringing, whether that is, because of their environment or the people that raised them or the people that have been around them. But they can change that, right? And then there's other people who their default setting is positivity, right? Seeing the good in other people. And it's insane how much of an impact that can have on you. See, like I'll give an example for you guys. For me, I just came back home from walking my dog, and it was like a brief walk, a 30-minute walk or so in the neighborhood. And even something so small as just taking my dog on for a walk, I can see how this video relates to that, or the events that I experienced relate to this video, the title of this video, right? While I was walking my dog, she's a big fan of meeting new people and playing with people. She loves humans. Not so much other dogs, but humans, yes. And there were a few people that said hi to her, and she was super ecstatic about that. And the people that had a chance to meet her all seem like nice, genuine people, right? Good, genuine, hardworking people. And you can tell just based on the interaction, just based on the smile, based on the energy that they had, you can tell that these are people that, often try their best and often try to do right, and that is what I was able to pick up on and notice because I was aware of that. Because I thought to myself, wow, like these are all great people, even though I've never met them or seen them in my life, right? We had the opportunity to have a brief encounter and a brief conversation because my dog wanted to say hi, and that allowed me to get to know them at least briefly in that moment, right? And that those interactions I was able to appreciate. Although they were small interactions, right, and brief interactions, I was able to appreciate that. Most people may not have appreciated that because they just may have seen it as, just another event, right? But this is what I mean. Those small interactions can even go a long way. But those small interactions remind me that, we do live in a world where there are a lot of great people, where there are hardworking people, people who are nice, people who are gentle and want the best for themselves, their family, and for everyone around them. And It's not hard to see or find them if you have your eyes peeled for them, right? Good people exist everywhere. Now, of course, there may be a few bad apples, but for a lot of folks out there, they believe that there are plenty of people who believe that the bad apples are the majority, and that's not the case, right? I don't choose to look at the world in that fashion, right? Because you can choose how you want to view things, right? And me personally, I don't want to view the world in that manner because I know it's not true. I would much rather view the world from a positive light and a positive perspective. And the point of this video is for you to do the same, right? How do you expect to break through and reach the best version of you and really make a difference in this world if you believe that the world is a bad, nasty place, right? Now, it may not be perfect, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad place, right? You can still appreciate the world you live in. You can still be blessed and be happy about the world that you live in and still want to make a difference to leave the world a better place than when you first got here, right? So I say this because, once again, the title of the video, you cannot help the world by focusing on the negative things. If you really want to make a difference in the world, you first have to see the beauty in it, right? I do my videos because I understand that there might be someone out there, probably in another country, across the entire world, that I may never have a chance to meet. But that person, and that person, I may not know they exist, right? But that person may stumble across my video and receive value or receive that gem that can probably help them or help change their perspective for the better or help push them forward to be the better version of themselves, right? That can happen. That is possible, right? And I accept that that's possible. And that is one of my motivators for doing that, right? You probably have a reason. You probably enjoy things. You probably have hobbies, things that you might enjoy doing. There's probably certain things that you're passionate about because it can have a positive impact or lasting impact for the better in the lives of folks in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state, your country, or the world. And that is how you are able to help the world. And you can do that, of course, by looking at the good things, right? Looking at your strengths, looking at the impact of what you do, looking at how you're leaving your mark, right? You need to be focusing on the good things, right? So many people focus on the bad things, and then oftentimes the people that always focus on the bad thing never really break through to become the best version of themselves because they're looking at all the flaws in the world, and so because of that they're fixated on all the flaws about them. And so how can you be comfortable in your skin or bring out the best version of yourself if you're so insecure the entire time, right? If you begin looking at the beauty in the world, then you'll begin to look at the beauty of yourself and who you are as a person and accept that you're great, accept that you can do all things, that you can accomplish anything and everything you set your mind to, and you can go out and do that because now you're optimistic, you're feeling good about yourself, you're feeling good about everything around you, and you feel capable of accomplishing great things, right? I show up and do these videos because I understand that I want to keep pushing humanity forward. I want to keep, and these videos also serve as like time capsules for me too, so I can always go back and look at it if there's ever like a moment where I need to pick me up too. I have these videos for myself too. So these videos I'm actually doing it for everyone. But yeah, I'm doing this because I understand that the world is a great place and I want to continue adding to that. And that's the only way I can continue adding to that, by seeing all the great things and saying, wow, like I can also help make it even better. But me having the lens of seeing the great things, that is how I'm also able to see greatness within myself and say, you know what? I can really do this. I can push this forward, right? Even if right now there's a smaller channel and it may take time to continue growing, I don't have to worry about that because I understand the impact of what I'm doing and I understand where I'm going. And it's only possible because I have the right mindset and the right perspective. So once again with this video, you cannot help the world by focusing on the negative things. That is true, because as you focus on negative things, you are going to be thinking about those bad events. So you're going to be vibrating fear, anxiety, worry, concern. And how do you expect to attract great things to yourself or create great things if you're vibrating the incorrect energy, right? If you want to bring about positive change, if you want to move the needle or push things forward, you need to begin vibrating that energy. You need to begin vibrating positivity, but you need to also be focused on the good thing, focus on the positivity, right? Focus on those good events, even if they're minor events that happen in your life, right? Focus what you focus on grows. So what you put your attention on grows. What do you want more of? You can either focus on the negative, like plenty of folks out there who that's their default setting, that they are always thinking negative in any situation, or you could focus on the positive and focus on the best case scenario and focus on building something great, focus on bringing out the best version of yourself. You can do that when you're focused on the positive things, right? Positive reinforcement to allow yourself to continue pushing forward. So I want the video to serve as motivation, inspiration, right? To highlight to you guys that you can make a difference in this world. You are good enough. You are worthy, right? You are deserving enough. Oftentimes we don't give ourselves enough credit for who we are and what we've been able to accomplish. And even if we, made it through challenging times, that doesn't mean the rest of our lives have to continue to be challenging. The rest of our lives could be fun. The rest of our life could be a breeze. It could be a joy. It could be a fun journey, right? But we need to begin accepting that now so that we can begin creating that in the future. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Leave a like and subscribe as we are on the road to 100 subscriber, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.